Ooh, they're even hanging out in the same room.
It's Ultra Pro. All right, well, we're live. Both players are online. Are you ready to get this started?
Oh, I've never been more ready.
All right, I guess let's do a proper intro then. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the CSW Winter Tournament Finals. With me again tonight is Scott, as we both prepare to witness this spectacular event. How you doing tonight, Scott?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic tonight, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It looks like our players are ready as well, so this might actually very quickly lead into our first game. What do you think we're going to see from each player as their first offering? I know we got a little bit of a surprise last time from Norrab, who held his mage off until last.
You know, I like that tactic. You know, if you have one that you're particularly good with, you hold that till the end because that's kind of your trump card. It's your fallback. If you have any that you're weaker with, if you steal any wins with that, those count as freebies. That's kind of the way I always thought of it.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, yeah, I mean, otherwise, who knows? You know, there's you don't always necessarily start off with what you're strongest with. You don't always, start with what you're weakest with. It just depends what you're in the mood for is kind of what we do. I did notice that Norrab ranked up to 3, probably in order to intimidate dude / Darkstorm.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today. I was very impressed. It's only been 8 days into this month, and he has raced his way up the charts. But here we have a much different type of match. Norrab does again open with his Control Warrior. And we see Darkstorm busts out his own version of the Mech Mage.
Yeah, it's not it's a pretty decent start. It's not ideal for Control Warrior, at least. I cannot see dude's hand. Whoops.
Okay, well, he already played the Cogmaster. He now has the Annoyatron down. And in hand, he's got Snow Chugger, Frostbolt, and the dreaded Tinkertown Technician. So he's got a lot of options for his next turn.
Chugga is always good against a warrior.
Oh, absolutely. On the other hand...
So, and he's got both a big game hunter. Norrab has a big game hunter and a Harrison Jones in hand. And
exactly.
Neither of those are going to get any value, which is tough. So now here, even though the Cruel Taskmaster is a low drop, you can see here he's not really an early game drop because it's not something you want.
Oh,
no, looks like he's going to.
This is surprising. He'd rather hold on to the Shield Slam, I guess.
To a warrior, it is more important to have board control, a control warrior especially, to have board control than health. You can always gain the health back.
I see that.
Here it ends up being the right move.
I don't know. Yeah, against like a super aggro deck though, I don't really know. Are you willing to sacrifice that much health this early?
I tend to be. When I play Control Warrior, I go strong because right now, again, he's got 5 cards in hand. Norrab has 5 cards in hand versus 2 for the mage. So you know that he's running light on resources. So it's not like he's going to start blasting things down. If you play the War Axe, clear the Snow Chugger, and then you just take out the Clockwork Gnome too. Now the 2 cards he's got in hand, neither one's great. If you take out the mech, the Tinkertown Technician is just a 3/3 for 3, which is not great.
Yeah, very true. I feel like if we don't see Arcane Intellect or maybe some other sort of draw, this could very rapidly spiral in favor of the warrior.
But we'll see. So much of this game, as always, comes down to the draws.
All right, now that he's frozen himself, I doubt we'll see Frostbolt come out this turn.
Right. Not worth it. It's better as removal. Although that's why I don't agree with leaving that there, because now he's going to get the 4/4 Tinkertown.
Uh-huh.
There's so much, or if he had gotten a Blast Mage there, that could have been game over.
Oh! Alright, I'm really surprised there was not a trade there. It's not a mistake, it's just unexpected.
Yeah, I probably would have, you've got a 1-drop trade into a 2-drop.
Yeah.
You typically do that.
Yep. Yeah, the other play I saw coming out here was Cruel Taskmaster, the other Taskmaster, to deal with the 4/4.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. That actually might have been correct, but here not, because he did draw the Blast Mage.
We do see with all these spare parts, suddenly Darkstorm does have an equal hand. They are low-cost cards, but we're getting about into Antonidas territory, so the next top deck could really change things.
Yep, and he does have the cloak part where if he does get the Antonidas, that's pretty close to game over.
Mm-hmm. We do see now, actually, Norrab is in the weird spot because he is still frozen, cannot attack. He has no armor built up at this point and no way to generate like a really good shield slam. Nothing to trigger his Acolyte of Pain. So yeah, I feel like you might just play the Harrison as the body here.
I think that's probably the right play. You've got some other kind of half clever options, but nothing that's really great. I think the Harrison's the safest play.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, Acolyte and armor up is useful, but as we see, the Harrison comes down. Let's see how Darkstorm chooses to deal with this one.
Yeah, I would imagine you drop the Blast Mage down because you can always drop the Blast Mage down. Now he wanted that to hit once more on Harrison, or once less.
Okay.
Wow.
No, I feel like that is the right play in this case.
Especially, wow, that's wasting. I don't know about wasting, but I'm not sure about that one.
I mean, it does pretty much guarantee that barring a brawl, that Blast Mage will still be there next turn to dole out that 5 damage.
Yeah, that is helpful. I would probably throw away the War Axe and just Death Spite and armor up and take out the Spider Tank and go face with Harrison.
That sounds right.
It's tough, but at this point, you're so far behind. You're far behind-ish enough that you just need to.
I get the impression at this point that Darkstorm is really just going for face damage, waiting to draw his fireballs, and try to end this one quickly.
Yeah, well, he's down to 2 cards, so he can't really play a long game with that hand. Mm-hmm. And one of them being a spare part. So he's just got to hope that the draws work out his way.
Yeah, I do see it. Norrab, on the other hand, the play I would go for is what you said, playing the Death Spite. It gives him more options going into his next turn as well.
Yeah, I think that yeah, the Death Spite, because then you can, again, the next turn you hit Death Spite for, to get the draw off the Acolyte immediately with the swing. And here we go. Does he pull a Brawl or anything like that? We'll find out. That's the only thing that's really going to save him. Shield Maiden is
that does help.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, if you had played, Death Spite last turn, now you take out, you still have a Harrison on the board. You have, you're down some health, but I don't know. Yeah, actually, I do take it back because you can Shield Maiden, Shield Slam here and take out the Goblin Blast Mage.
Oh, exactly. Yep.
Now, small little note is whenever you're going to hit with your weapon, you always want to do that before taking armor, especially now that he drew Alex, because the Blast Mage. But the armor stays with you, so you don't want to waste armor like that if you can avoid it.
Yeah, that's something I learned probably months ago, just playing a complete Agrosh as made popular by the great Jason Wintense. So again, we see something else that would have benefited from that Death Spite. We do see the Gromash comes out. It certainly would not have ended the game this turn, but it definitely would have given him a little bit of board presence, something that Darkstorm immediately has to deal with. As it is, though.
So you do have two. Go. You had a couple options here. You still have a couple options. You can Death Spite or you can drop Grom and take it out.
Which is what we're seeing.
I think this is probably wiser. Yeah, especially with that coming out, that's helpful.
Oh, it is unfortunately a mech. That's amazing. He can do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I would probably, actually, you know what I would have done? I would have rewound the Robocop.
Really?
And given it 3-2 after it attacked, because then you get Grom down a little bit further.
I see what you're saying.
So,
well, I want to point out.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "Why did he ping Gromash?" But now it makes sense because he cannot clear the taunt with his Black Knight here, or really, from Darkstorm's perspective, any sort of taunt clear, and then also kill the Tinkertown Technician, leaving Gromash on the board.
Right. So I do have a question from chat. We got kind of distracted or I got distracted. That's my fault. So when you have low health, you always your armor is a more valuable resource than your health. I'll put it that way. Armor is a valuable resource than health because armor doesn't go away. If you Alexstrasza yourself and you have 18 health or 12 health or 9 health or 30 health, it always puts you at 15, but it doesn't take away your armor. So armor is the same as health, but better. Armor is always better than health, so you want more armor than health at all times.
Well, on the same note, Warrior is in a unique position where being under 12 health unlocks various different potentia. Whereas, like, right now in game, there's Mortal Strike. If you're under 12, you will deal bonus damage with that. But coming out in the next few weeks, we'll see more Blackrock Mountain cards that also have a condition where the Warrior must be under 12 hit points.
Yes, there was. Oh, look at this. There's some good bomb lobber value.
Really? Yes.
Some good draws.
This game really has been very close, and it didn't look like it at first, and then it looked like it was swinging the other way, and now suddenly we have anybody's game.
Yeah, and also as Jason said in chat, armor for shield slams is also a good point. But yeah, so let's see. Warrior has worse Fireball with Mortal Strike, and now they're going to have worse Arcane Explosion, because even though they said it's better Arcane Explosion, it's not with Revenge. Revenge is a Whirlwind for 1 unless you're under 12 health, then it's a Whirlwind for 3, but it hits everyone. You don't want to hit your own side for 3. If Revenge was a one-sided and enemies only Whirlwind, I think that would be a much better card, much more interesting card, because they're still conditional on your health.
I mean, I don't look at that as an Arcane Explosion. I call that more of Hellfire.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a bad arcane explosion. Well, the flavor text for the card is a better arcane explosion, and it's not.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the flavor text for the card is, haha, warriors have a, well, anyway, enough talk. Do you fireball the Black Knight? Or
I think
do
you have to.
Fireball the warrior?
No, I think in this case, you have to know that there are more weapons in this deck. Other than that, he knows Girl Mash is off the board, and Cruel Taskmasters are both played at this point. But
Yep.
I don't think you can discount that he has a weapon or can top deck one. So I feel like given what's in hand,
Yeah,
you have to fireball the Black Knight, and then spend what else you have to do 4 damage. I guess removing the armor in this case.
He can. He's going face. It looks like.
Oh, and not using
And he's
the
holding
fireball.
it up, and that's game.
Wow.
He was hoping to maybe delay it with hoping to pull another fireball next turn, but it's not the way it goes.
Yeah, I would have to think that was the plan. Thinking if he could get one more turn, he's got the game.
Yep. Well, that was a good game. Coming down to mage top decks. That's always fun.
Alright, so we see. Darkstorm will pull out either his priest or paladin for this next match.
Is his priest just a heavy control priest, or is it more of a tempo priest? Do you know?
I feel like it's very control oriented.
See, I probably would have pulled out the priest as when I play Control Warrior, which I've been playing a lot of over the past couple months. One of my most hated foes is priest. That mind control is tough.
Yeah.
And having the the fear of a Cabal Shadow Priest take your Armor Smith or your Acolyte of Pain, that's also constant fear.
I thought we were going to see a theme. Darkstorm had, from his mulligan, all 3 cards were golden cards. Unfortunately, that Consecration came out and ruined it. He's got to play a little more ranked on the Paladin. So we do see both players have a couple early game options. They each actually have a handful of late game options as well, but we'll worry about those as we get there.
Even though the Knife Juggler is pretty attractive here, I would probably still go with the Shield Bot.
Yeah, I was kind of debating that because now having Muster for Battle in hand really does kind of change things.
I think you're a little too all in if you put the Juggler down.
Yeah, I feel like it turns out to be the right play now against the Armorsmith, but then again, what do you do on this turn?
Well, but it's also right if the warrior has a War Axe, because if he War Axes your Juggler, then that's really tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think at this point he's going to wait. He'll play the whole combo on turn 5. I feel like
I probably would just drop the mind control tech.
Exactly.
There's not a lot of times. Yeah, I think you're safe to do that. Control warriors usually don't have, at the most they'll have 4 minions out. It's really uncommon.
Yeah, especially in a tournament setting. Ah,
Yeah.
so we do see the early muster. Ooh, both Sludge Belchers now in hand.
I would probably, I think he's going to coin out the Death Spite. I probably would have dropped an Acolyte so that I could have coined out Sludge Belcher and then played another one on turn 5 also. Now this way he is certain that he's not going to get quartermastered, so that is a benefit. Because he's going to be able to wipe that board before turn 5 comes and you can quartermaster.
I actually wonder if he has quartermaster in this deck. I want to say yes because I think we saw it a week or two ago.
I think you have to assume either way.
Oh,
you
yes.
You can't.
As the warrior here, yes, you have to assume it's there.
But now at least you can drop an acolyte, you can hit face, or you can wait and just maybe you get 2/3 to the face, but it takes your chances.
Yeah, here I like this play. I think it realistically is the only play.
Yeah.
But just in general, it works out completely to the warrior's advantage.
So now you don't want to drop your knife juggler and muster for battle.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
Yep, and on the same note, he chooses not to hero power for the same reason.
Yeah, I mean that's the benefit of playing paladin as a warrior is there's that one damage helps you in a lot of ways.
Oh,
or you have whirlwinds or death's bite effects that clear the board for you.
Or as you're seeing now with the Grim Patron combo is Unstable Ghoul.
The Grim Patron combo.
However, there's no Grim Patrons in these decks. We'll be waiting a month or two before that shenanigan comes into play.
Well, I still propose we have an exhibition match after this, but I'll leave that in your court, my friend.
Sure.
And I actually like this. I like this play. He's going with the War Axe and another Acolyte versus dropping a Sludge Belcher down. It does play against the Black Knight, which, dude does have in his hand. But it's also just, the Paladin has no answers to this right now. He's going to be able to draw a lot of cards. And one of the key things as a control warrior, a control deck in general, but specifically warriors, you've got to get draws off those Acolytes. If someone silences an Acolyte, you are in trouble.
Well, here's the way
it takes it out in one hit.
The way I'm looking at it now and the way you can potentially play around this as the Paladin is just don't do anything. It's the way that sometimes you have to play against a priest. They have a ton of reactionary cards.
Right.
But if you can just wait them out, their hand gets cluttered with tons of answers with nothing to play them against.
Yeah.
So I feel like in this case, yes, it was an effective Consecrate. He did give his opponent 3 cards and really got very little in return.
Yeah.
I feel like if you just sit on it, though, that's only 2 damage that you would be receiving as you just wait. He had the land hands, so in another, 2 turns, that comes out into play.
But the trouble is, if you do nothing, it just gets heavier. He pulled the Shield Maiden. I would play the Shield Maiden here. I think that's the safest and best play. Mm-hmm. And you've got a Shield Maiden and 2 Acolytes. Now you're really like, oh, what am I going to do? And you couldn't even hero power because that's going to give him a card.
Yes. So
that was really a very good play by Norrab there to drop both Acolytes instead of go easy and play a Sludge Belcher. It's been a much different game if that had happened.
Oh yeah, and it definitely, even in this case, worked to his advantage. Because not only did he get the card draw, but more importantly, he knows one Consecrate is out.
Yeah.
Alright, the Shield Maiden is following the rules.
Rules are followed.
And now we see a Harrison Jones on the other side of the board. Unfortunately, the Lights Justice is gone, so there will be no immediate, I guess, trips to the museum.
But Harrison is such a great tech card against a Paladin. You've got either a True Silver or the Lights Justice or the Ashbringer if you hold out long enough.
Yeah, exactly. So looking at this,
So here
Darkstorm
you-
has a couple
Yeah, go
options going into the next turn. I do feel like if things stay the way they are, we'll probably see the Blessing of Kings come out instead of the Lay on Hands.
Your laundry's done, Way.
It is. Thank you.
I also like this play. You know, there's no reason to put down a Sludge Belcher now and give your opponent the possibility of playing a Black Knight. I think that's smart. There's nothing you really need to defend yourself against, so I think that's okay. Now, do you lay on hands or do you Loatheb?
I don't.
Or do you muster? No, you can't muster. He's got Death Bite.
I feel like with your
You
opponent.
don't Loatheb either because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna lose anything.
I mean, that, exactly. So the opponent having this many cards in hand, I don't think Loatheb is the play right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never really thought of it like that. Loatheb really is better when you can possibly screw the other guy when he's got 2 or 3 cards left.
Yeah, especially if you think like, okay, he probably has an execute, but very little else.
Speaking of execute,
Yeah. All right, the doctor is in the house.
and this is a tough position to be in from the Paladin side.
It is, because realistically, this game could end on the next turn.
Yep.
I mean, especially if the bombs go in the right place, Ragnaros comes down. That's game.
This is just.
Oh, man. Is he feeling lucky? Because this is the complete wild card.
He could technically. You play Grom, you play Whirlwind. Let's see. He's got 7, 9, 10 on the board. If he doesn't get double hit on Grom by the other boombots, he's got lethal.
Wow, this is... He's got to be thinking the same
The
thing.
chances of that happening are very low. To have them both hit Grom and both hit for 4 would be astronomically low, I might say. Not astronomical, but pretty low.
Or how about...
Is he playing safe? He's hovering over the slot.
No, well, why not? Attack with Boom. Put Grom on the board. Kill one of the opponent's Boombots to see where it lands. It's functionally the same. You can always choose to Whirlwind later. Well, instead, we see a very safe play. I think that will work out in the end. There is enough here to Lights Justice the Black Knight. However, I think that still spells lethal.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this isn't gonna happen. This is the safer play than doing the Whirlwind, but I prefer more fun plays myself.
You need that highlight reel.
He does still have lethal though, with Grom. And it looks like we have a commenter who is just a minute behind us who agrees that the Whirlwind would have been a lot more fun.
I feel like if you disagree, get out.
Yeah.
I did just
If
notice
you agree, get in.
both players using the Ragnaros card back here.
I mean, that's to taste. That's to taste. I usually do that. I kind of do whatever the most recent one is, just out of habit, I guess.
I'm
But
sticking
I still love the Black Temple card back. Do you have a particular favorite way?
Pandaria for life.
Oh, just to show you your OG.
Exactly. I don't know if he realizes he has lethal.
I mean, apparently not.
No. Either that or he just, to pair with the card back, he really wants Ragnaros out on the board. There will be purging, and it will be fire-based.
And actually, that could have been a giant mistake.
Yeah.
Because now you can muster Quartermaster, muster Hero Power Quartermaster, take out the Shield Maiden, and now you're in a precarious position. Oh, no.
Well, no, he's still going to see the girl
still
match.
got 10. Never mind. Never mind. I didn't even notice his health.
Yeah, I mean, that's... What I was thinking was, had the Sword of Justice come out last turn, it would have dramatically changed what could happen this turn.
Yeah.
But with no taunts on board, he will probably see the combo at this point.
I mean, he didn't see it last turn. Let's hope he does this turn.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw the comment. So after the semifinals match, Norrab said that he never wants to play again after 9:30 p.m. because he's too tired and he makes mistakes. He went back, he watched the replays, and he criticized himself harshly.
This is why you don't watch replays of your own matches. I know this firsthand. Strictly avoid them, especially when you go 0-3.
Honestly,
You don't even want to know.
He may not see it still at this point.
He would have thrown it by now.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is tough.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Did he just realize it, you think? With the that was an error?
I think the only way to cover it, you Belcher and you armor and just cross your fingers.
Oh my god.
It's heartbreaking. He does have a 1-game lead, so that it's not completely crushing.
Well, we're gonna see Lay on Hands come out, and now again. I mean, I would do that. Probably. I guess you could still Peacekeeper Lothab.
No, I think you. At this point, you Lay on Hands.
I do think the benefit of doing the Peacekeeper on the Sludge Belcher, though, is you keep additional targets on the board.
Mm-hmm. Or...
except now you can silence the Belcher.
Yeah.
3, 6, 9. You're almost there. You're still not there yet, though. But that's the only top left.
I got a private message from Norrab. He said, I can't believe I just did that.
And if he had any armor, he could at least shield slam Grom. No, even that wouldn't do anything. That's tough.
So in this case...
Nope.
I mean... okay. Harrison, not bad. We know both Sludge Belchers have already been used. Having 2 shield slams now, though... He can... No, he's still dead.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do.
Yep. I was gonna say, before the Harrison, he still could have... No, he couldn't have triggered Gromash. Not enough mana to armor up and shield slam. Yep, that's game. Oh.
Yeah, with a consecration makes it for sure.
Well, yeah, I was looking at this, but yes. Consecrate for icing.
I was just saying, even if, I was wondering if Rag had hit one of the minions on board instead, would that have changed it? And actually, it would have. If he had hit one of the ones on board, no, because he would have been able to play the Sword of Justice and still get the last damage in.
Yep. Yeah, there were 3 different ways to win that.
Little Miss Lethal. Pops her pretty little head up again.
Well, we do have an exciting game, though. It's 1-1. We've got both of the opening decks out.
Yeah, and we have Norrab hitting himself in the face very hard right now.
He's got a big red mark
I
from
think he's
face
brewing
palming.
coffee as we speak.
Watch your back.
Alright, so we see the Oil Rogue does come out. Hopefully he can get a little bit of retribution here. And I do really like Oil Rogue against Paladin, especially if you get a good opening game. Because it gets to a point that, yes, Paladin might start to overwhelm you on the board, but one giant Blade Flurry and, you know, everything's reset. Oh, we do see... we haven't yet seen this Ancient Healbot in Darkstorm's hand. He does choose to throw it back in the mulligan phase, but just knowing it's there, I guess, is an added threat. I guess from our perspective.
Yep. And he's got the deadly poison in hand. That's good. I'll be honest. I don't know Oil Rogue all that much. So, what do you think about that opening hand for Norrab?
It's pretty lousy.
On the other hand, the Paladin opening hand is really good.
Yeah. I mean, he does, because he has the deadly poison, he chooses to dagger up and just leave it. But on Oil Rogue, whenever you start with a bad opening, you generally will just dagger and then just stab them. It's that one damage might be crucial later, so you just do what you can. Which now he does. I don't really understand this, because he could have attacked last turn as well. I guess
My spectator's bugging out.
He probably expected a minion to come down. Instead, what we saw, and this was the play I was going to point out, but they're taking really quick turns. Darkstorm plays the Sword of Justice, which now gives him some options. He has the Muster for Battle in hand. He also has the Knife Juggler. I don't know why in this case he chose to just play a single dude. Oh, I guess he didn't want to wipe out the Light's Justice, but I do at the same time. Playing a Knife Juggler there with the extra 1/1 is significant.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because now you could have, mustered here.
Mm-hmm. I think the reason he didn't muster is he didn't want to destroy the Light's Justice so quickly. But I feel like it's a missed opportunity.
I mean, you're losing one charge on it, really. Maybe two, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he puts 1 damage down on the Violet Teacher. We are still going to see some spells come out here, I would have to think.
Some shenanigans.
I mean, there's the option. He can Deadly Poison and Tinkers. But that Violet Teacher is not going to stay on the board.
Right, so is it worth it, or do you just throw... you can't throw down an Azure Drake, because that's just going to get taken out one shot.
Other option. He can Deadly Poison and actually eviscerate that Elder Peacekeeper.
Yeah. That seems pretty safe.
And then, using the Poison Dagger, you can kill the 2/2 dude if you choose. You then have board control.
Double poison.
Oh, wow. So early use of the Blade Flurry. It does achieve the same goal, and he gets, 11 extra face damage in.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not, but I feel like Darkstorm now can be... he can rest a little easier knowing 1 Blade Flurry's down, both Deadly Poisons are down. He can start building up a board, and unless we see the second Blade Flurry come out immediately, he's in a pretty good spot now.
Yeah, 2 sprints in your hand is definitely not what you want.
So here, if he wants to combo anything, he pretty much has to sacrifice the Eviscerate for 2 damage and then play the Tinkers. He opts to play the Drake and draw a card instead. It is not preparation, so we're not going to see any good plays. I don't. I feel like, despite what we're seeing on the board, I think the rogue is behind now.
No, I think you're right. I think that was a pretty good initial burst, but I think it's not, especially now that the antique heal bot has landed, which now, again, it's a warlock card in my hand, so don't take that
Oh,
for
this
sure.
is... Okay, this is exactly what I had in mind. Yep, you trade the juggler. He does know how to play against Oil Rogue. He keeps the board as clear as possible. Puts up 2 taunts. Yeah, this... Despite what we're seeing in terms of health, this is right now the Paladin's game. I don't know. With both sprints in hand, it's... I feel like you sprint here.
I mean, you almost have to. I mean, you just gotta hope that you can last a little bit longer.
He's mousing over the Tinker Sharpsword Oil. He doesn't have a weapon out, and he doesn't have a minion on board, so that really cannot happen. Oh, wow. Eviscerate on the 3-2.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, quartermaster.
I feel like that 5-4 with taunt will get sapped. Another Sharpsword Oil.
If only he had a minion to play it on.
You know, I feel like that's probably the only time I've ever said it with that tone of voice. It's like, oh, another Sharpsword Oil. But realistically here, that's just not what you want. Again, he's playing to stay alive now instead of building a board, which pretty much means the game's over.
Right.
What he needs is the South Sea deckhand on his next draw.
If he gets that, he wins, right? Or let's see.
No, he would
no,
need
yeah.
he would need 10 mana to make it work.
Reporting for duty.
South Sea is 2 mana
I believe
or
so.
mana.
I think he is. If he's 1 mana, then yes, this game's over. Oh, yeah.
He pulls it.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. So 1 plus 6, 7.
So many options.
What's he doing? I don't think he had enough anyway. to
No,
be
you're
honest.
right. It was he would have
Because it wasn't. Only the first one would have comboed. Oh no! What? No, they
No.
both would have comboed. You're right. Because
Yes.
he's the South Sea. So, but you've got 12. You're still 3 short.
so he
You're still 3 short.
he had
with the South
15.
Sea.
It's 8 plus 7.
Right. You had 15 and he had 18 health. So, in a precarious position now, down 2-1, and facing that dastardly Paladin deck. But now here come the big guns.
Yeah, that's it. He's down to the mech mage that I would dare say single-handedly got him into these finals. My client is making a lot of clicking noises, and I don't really know why.
Probably because it's buggy as hell.
I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Alright, so here we have it. If Darkstorm's Paladin can have the reverse sweep going on, he is our champion. This is the very last deck that Norrab has at his disposal. He has to win here. He has to win a second game against the Priest.
Ooh, that's not a great opening hand. Luckily, he does pull the shielded mini bot.
I can fix anything.
Alright, Cogmaster coming out on behalf of the mage. And I feel like having that consecration really is going to come into play. It's going to be very important. I think we'll see it played before the equality combo is even possible at 6 mana.
Shields up. Red alert.
On the other side here, yep, I think we are going to see the Mech Warper and the Clockwork played this turn.
Portals online.
Oh, and you can even coin the Chugger as well. Yeah, that
It looks like that is what he's doing.
yeah, this.
He is all in. That Consecrate's really gonna hurt. But he is gonna have to hold out a turn for the Consecrate, which is not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
ideal.
thinking. Like, he can.
I mean, yeah.
He has the potential of playing equality this turn and then consecrate next turn. He chooses not to. He does play the hero power. I say you hit the Chugga at this point. But no, he.
Yeah, I probably would have thought the same. Oh, both
No.
fireballs in hand. This could be a quick game.
I feel like he's not thinking consecrate in the same way that we are.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it because I can see it. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I mean, from Darkstorm's perspective, I think he knows he has it. He doesn't really want to use it yet, so he's trying to diminish
Right.
as much damage as can come out. But now, even if he does consecrate, it doesn't kill anything.
Right.
So he's frozen. He has no weapon. His other option is. Okay, so this turn we see the equality. I was gonna say that the Shredder can come out, but it's not enough right now.
I can fix anything.
Okay. Now I suspect we'll see that consecrate.
I suspect you're right, and I think this game's gonna slow down a whole lot. But
So he is
you know,
listening
he's
to us.
Still
He's just one turn behind and burning a bit of mana.
a little slow. That's okay.
On the other hand, though,
Scientist, pretty good pull.
he has very gradually been losing life. He's actually 11 down already,
I'll show them all.
with really nothing on board to show for it.
To do.
And again, Norrab does have 12 in hand.
Time for games.
Yeah, I feel like this is a fine play. Get Sylvanas out before the mirror entity.
You know, if he hits, he's got, let's see, 2, 3, he's got 6 in hand. Or 6 on, immediately he could do right now with Frostbolt, Hero Power, and Mad Scientist. Mm-hmm. And you could freeze Sylvanas as well.
Yeah,
I mean, you are all in at that point.
yeah.
But
And
wow.
here it is. He doesn't even really need to freeze Sylvanas because what are you losing?
Yeah, you're right. You might as well let Sylvanas kill your scientist if that's what she's going to do.
Yeah, so instead now he has 9 damage in hand, and that will end the game this turn.
Yeah, I don't play. I guess I don't play this very much. But he's got it right there.
All right, so that is a
Wow.
incredibly quick game 4.
That was revenge. That's what that felt like. that was Gromash's anger coming back heavily.
Yeah, and that was well spotted in chat. It is pointed out this could be ended next turn, and it was.
Good job, Corbo.
Oh, and the players are right into it. So welcome to Game 5. They're taking it right down to the line.
Anduin versus James.
Man, it hasn't felt like it. We've already been at this for about 50 minutes now.
Yeah, that Control Warrior game, the Warrior Paladin game was a long one. It was good, but it was long.
I want to make a joke there, but I'll hold back.
Yeah. That's what your mom said? Are we doing that? Are we at that point?
We are now. So we do see the priest come out from Darkstorm. He's got a lot of very, very low-cost options in hand. I think that's exactly what he was looking for against the Smek Mage. Oh, so we have the Pyro. I expected the Northshire here.
I think if he's smart, he's thinking about the mirror entity that's going to come out of that.
Yeah, I see that now, and yes, you're right. This is a very good way to get rid of a single mirror entity very early. Because
I mean, you could even play the injured Blade Master, take it out with the Pyromancer, and then heal your own guy up to full.
oh wow, yeah.
Injured?
I mean,
But I think this is probably the better play.
Injured?
well, I
You
mean,
still take out the Northshire for free and heal your own guy.
yeah, I agree that is the better play. Light of the Narrow here is not going to summon the Light Warden.
But I think he's thinking of it to get the Spider Tank down to 3/3. But it doesn't really matter because for me, if I'm playing Mage, I'm going to take out the Northshire before I take out the Pyromancer.
I think so. At the same time, he can also play a Chugger with another Mad Scientist.
What to do?
Oh, he's hovering over the Shredder. He knows it's still one turn away from Holy Nova range. Yeah, I as you said, Blade Master Circle of Healing. I know he would have liked to use Thought Steal that turn, but with the presence on board, he really didn't have that option.
I don't know why he should have. It's minor play here, but it would have been better for him to take out the Wild Pyro first, or take out the Spider Tank first, then do heal. You've got a 4/7 Blade Master and a 4/3 Shredder. I think that's better for the Blade Master to have more health. Minor, but there was really not much point in doing the circle healing before sacrificing the Pyromancer.
Yeah, now you've got a point.
Small details, small details.
Alright, so we see Norrab not fearing the Holy Nova. He does load up his board on turn 4. Or technically turn 5 for him. And okay, there he passes the turnover.
I guess if that was his thought, was to hold on to the...
Oh!
Hold on, you get it to 2 health. That's actually really helpful for him.
Well, because
Start pinging that Nerubian egg.
I don't know. I question that play to begin with because yes, attacking the Shredder removes the 4 damage. However, it still leaves 3 bodies on the mage's side of the board.
Well, as a general rule, it's not really a great idea to attack your opponent's piloted Shredder if you can avoid it. You want your opponent to sack it, because then you get to choose
Exactly.
when to take out what it spawns. Because if you attack it and it spawns out like a millhouse for 4/4, then it basically has charge. You know, it attacks immediately. Unless you can take out whatever pops out of that, then it's usually not a wise idea. Or unless you're doing the desperation play, hoping a Doomsayer pops out. But in this case, it worked out for him because he got a 0/2 and not helpful.
It did, but again, if you're in Norrab's position, that feels like it's now Holy Nova insurance.
True, that is true.
Okay, yeah. So I did expect it. We see the Thought Steal comes out this turn. He's now got a couple options. He can actually play the Cogmaster and the Annoyatron and really just throw it back in the mage's face. However, he's got to play around the mirror entity, so which one do you play and when? Yep, so here it is. I think he's going to give him... No, he ends turn. Okay, I figured he was going to give him a Cogmaster when there are no mechs on the board.
Right. But he would have been in trouble. I think he knows that just opens the door to...
Yeah.
He knows he's got mechs in hand, at least one.
But still, you gotta do it at some point.
Well, looks like he's doing it now.
I can fix anything.
Alright, he has a change of heart.
Yeah, he was going to drop Sylvanas, which I sort of like. Blast Mage. Here we go.
I think his worry was with Sylvanas grabbing that Nerubian egg.
Yeah, or something else sort of worthless. There's really only one target he wants on that board. That is pretty much what you would have wanted.
Oh wow! I feel like that ping was... Oh, okay. Yeah, he had a different plan.
Yep, I think that was definitely
So
correct.
he preserves, he still has one mech on board. Whether intentional or not, that does open up the synergy for his next turn. And now what? I think Sludge Belcher and Shadow or Death.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right move.
You do have to start considering your health at this point. 14 is definitely in the danger zone playing against a mage.
Yep.
Alright, so he's at liberty to play the Drake and the Fireball this turn.
I would hold it. I would probably just drop a Piloted Shredder.
Yeah, I guess contingent upon the next draw. So he doesn't... Alright, so we are going to see this Boombot. And... It rolls high. I've
Priest is
got to
in tough
think...
shape here.
I've got to think that's game.
I am inclined to agree. Well, you can put it off. Well, you can seem to put it off for a moment. That'll do
he
it.
doesn't even heal himself. It wouldn't have mattered, but no preservation. Wow. So this is a very up and down matchup. Congratulations to Norrab. He comes back from a 2-1 deficit to make it 3-2 in the end.
Comes back from a tragic misplay, let's be honest.
Yes.
That's the real arc of this character.
Wow. Congratulations,
But yeah,
Norrab.
that was a good finals, guys. Well played.
I think there was talk of the players coming into this channel to speak with us after the game. Let's see if that happens.
We have an official new Dr. Boom.
Oh man. So there we have it. Like the end of this tournament, we have Norrab in first place, Darkstorm in second place, and due to a timely forfeit, no shenanigans on behalf of the mods, I promise you. Scott, Edgar, you are the third place.
I also promised that there were no shenanigans. I was very willing to play that match, and I will do it in a heartbeat if he changes his mind.
I guess in the meantime, for everyone else in the CSW club who is wondering when is the next tournament, we're going to wait a little bit. We'll let BlackRock really find its groove, let all the cards release. In the meantime, we probably will return to Overthrown and do a couple show matches, maybe get some new players in there. And yeah, we will keep you entertained until the, I guess, would it be summer tournament or late spring? I don't know. We'll do something.
Yeah, whenever it is.
It would-
Yeah, my guess is we would do one around summertime. You know, we'll wait and see exactly what happens. But it's nice to have it at the peak of a card cycle, so that you've got some nice mature decks. That really, that helps.
I like seeing things like Overthrown in the middle of like a flux in the meta, because you'll just see some crazy things that work one night and then they don't work the next night. But for an actual tournament like this, where we lock you in to 3 decks for, at this point, over a month, it's pretty tough when you really don't know what's out there and what to play. All right, welcome, gentlemen. Good games, guys.
Thank you.
Good games, gentlemen.
I could not get him to draw bad on his McMage.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
tough.
Wade, can you tell us a little bit about Overthrown real quick, when you get a chance at least?
Sure.
We
I'll
can talk with our champion and sort of champion.
Yeah, I'll get there in a bit. I do want to say, Norrab, we got to bring it up. The Gromash. You did
Yeah,
spot it 2
I know.
turns late, but
Yeah, I literally, as soon as I did Whirlwind, I was like, oh my god.
oh man, we did talk about how you decreed that you're not going to play again after 9:30. You got this victory in just at the buzzer, so congratulations there.
Yeah.
So man, yeah, how do you
You
feel?
might consider moving it back to 8:30 at this point.
Yeah, it's not easy with 2 kids. You get them to bed at 8 o'clock and gotta get ready for one of these.
So Darkstorm, how did you feel? You got off to a 2-1 lead there. Did you think you had this?
No, certainly not.
You knew the Mech Mage was coming.
Yeah, and it was my biggest concern. Truthfully, I had a lot of concern with the Oil Rogue, because none of my decks are designed to deal with a well-drawn Oil Rogue, but luckily that didn't give him much trouble.
Yeah, we did notice, and if you watch the replay, you'll see that last turn where you won, Norrab actually did have both oils in hand, and the haha could have come down. He would have dealt 15 damage, but he needed 18. It was close.
I felt good early on with the priest against McMage, but then I just didn't get anything I needed afterwards, and I didn't mean to kill my or waste my Light of the Naru on my
Oh yeah,
I can't remember the name of it.
the Pyromancer.
Yes, I had intended to spawn a guy, but I miscalculated the health.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Anything else that either of you would like to say?
Well, thanks for a great tournament.
Yeah, you guys did well. Thanks for hosting, and I look forward to doing it again.
Hey, you guys are definitely welcome, and we will do this again.
And invite your friends. The more the merrier.
All right, and I guess with that, you guys are welcome to stay with us. We're going to do a warrior versus warrior show match, just for fun.
Yeah.
That does sound enjoyable.
So I guess while this is going, it was requested that I would explain Overthrown. It was basically just a way to have a King of the Hill Hearthstone tournament, or not even tournament. Just basically some entertainment. It was basically the players each come into the match with 3 classes picked out. The decks are changeable throughout the night. It comes down to what we've called a saving throw, where after you've lost 3 times, you still have 1 shot to go back to any one of your decks from the night and try to win again. And if you win the entire event, you have a new challenger next time. I had fun. I think people had fun playing and watching, and we're going to get back to that very soon.
Yeah, it's always fun to pull some recent winners and get those sorts of guys involved too. So perhaps you gentlemen will be tagged.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think as we did it last time, we had I think you, Scott, versus Jason Wynn as at that time, the only winners of our tournaments.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Now we have new winners. So welcome to the club, guys. Still not quite 2-time champions, but maybe someday.
Few people can be.
Very few. It does help. I think the last one I played was was all of like 8 people playing or something. So that sure helped.
Oh yeah, that's when we dropped to the double elimination tournament.
Oh yeah. So I even no, but you know what? No, that was just as hard. So screw all you guys.
What now? Let the pain speak to me. No problem. Pain speak to me.
I don't know about you, but the pain is speaking to me.
I'm very happy to hear that. My God, how many cards do I have? Am I playing handlock? I forget.
My count shows 9.
I wonder. Bring the pain.
Nice.
Oh.
I wonder. My blade be thirsty. Back to work.
Maybe got a little greedy with the inner rage there. I forgot it took away a life.
I was thinking that.
Maybe a little greedy. Oh, let's do it. Oh, this is gonna be glorious. Don't have an execute. Don't have an execute. Oh,
Sorry.
this is horse shit.
Hey, you set it up.
Shut up. Oh, that was a huge mistake. That's okay.
Speak to me. Back to work.
That might be game.
I'm sure it is. Hold on. Wait, I want to draw one more card.
Okay. Everyone.
Everyone's in here, guys.
That's what I'm hearing. Alright, let's make sure I do this right.
Do it right. It's the only way to do it.
Alright, we don't need this guy.
Hey, everyone, get in here.
No.
Guys, I think I got this.
Yeah. I probably could have made that count for lethal if I just ignored your Taskmaster.
Probably. Maybe not.
Oh, well, that's game.
GG! Wait, hit it with your face. Spare the patron. What did they do?
I think I need everyone for this one.
This is when I see this happening, I'm hitting the concede button as hard as I can.
Well, that and it's such a long casting animation too.
If you get whirlwinds down with Grim Patrons and Armor Smiths, and a Frothing Berserker, like 2 Armor Smiths, a Frothing Berserker, and a Grim Patron, it's just like go make a sandwich.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that was fun.
It's a good way to go. I think the first overthrown should be 3 different. You know what?
Oh, Dex. I was thinking like Iron Chef.
I'm in the same. I'm of a mind. Before we discuss it publicly, let's talk in private. I will chat with you soon. Let's end this broadcast.
All right. I was thinking that though, like Dex. In this case, like for example, Dex must have 2 Grim Patrons.
Well, if you want to not talk privately, then sure, let's just blurt it out there. But,
No,
yeah,
but-
I like the idea. I remember I saw a while ago that Trump played maybe Amaz, and they had a theme where they had to make decks. They had to make a deck where everyone had a beard. Every card had a bearded guy on it.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was harder to do because this was like a year ago, so there's a lot less cards out. But we could come up with themes like that. Like again, like you said, every deck has to have 2 Grim Patrons or 2 of something. No legendaries or 15 legendaries.
I like it. All right.
We'll figure something out.
Gonna make this happen. Overthrown coming soon. Be there. CSW. Be there.
Hang tight.
All right, everybody. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
See ya.